top. We know that ain't real. Come on now, make it stop. If you got beauty, just say them up.
Let's give it up for bridesmaid Kelsey Curran, escorted by groomsman Alex Andrade.
I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it. Yeah, when I'm at the mall, security just hit. Jumping the speed, I'm trying to tan my cheeks.
Let's hear it for bridesmaid Jennifer Black, escorted by groomsman Nick Pelosi. Please welcome bridesmaid Trish Flederman, escorted by groomsman Alex Morris. Give it up for bridesmaid Megan Chaplin, escorted by groomsman Evan Tufigi.
Oh my God, we're back again. Hey, what you got, brothers, sisters, everybody say. Bring the flame, I'll show you how.
Let's hear it for the matron of honor, Danielle Chaplin, escorted by the best man, Tim Durnan. I know earlier he said he was a little nervous about giving the speech. I said, have a little liquid courage. A little, man, a little. Ladies and gentlemen, the bridal party. One more time. It was February of 2010. A young Brian was waiting outside his apartment complex at Gainesville Place at the University of Florida. Go Gators! For the 34 bus to take him to class. Amber had just made her way to the bus stop after parking her car on the way to interview some of the Florida Gators baseball team. Brian had mistaken Amber's car for a Mustang parked nearby. Brian saw the beautiful young woman and proceeded to ask her about her Mustang, which Amber never corrected him on, even though she was actually driving a Honda Civic. By the way, Brian is still waiting for a ride in a Mustang. After some small talk, Brian told Amber that he in fact worked at the office in the apartment complex which they were both living in. Soon, Amber had to get off at her stop. They said their mutual goodbyes, but that farewell would be short-lived. A few short days later, Amber needed to utilize the office at the apartment complex in order to print out some papers. Amber was hoping to see the handsome man that she had just met a few days ago when she went down to the print lab. Lo and behold, her wish was granted as Brian was on duty that day. Amber sought out Brian's help with a problem she was having printing her project out. Brian did everything in her power to help Amber print out her project. However, Brian wasn't able to help Amber with this endeavor. Despite his lacking IT skills, Brian had used his charisma and humor to instead get Amber's phone number and secure a time for their first date. A Florida Gators baseball game, which got rained out. Brian and Amber instead decided on a night out of bowling. While at the bowling alley, Brian placed a friendly wager with Amber. If he was to bowl a strike, Amber would have given him a kiss. Amber took him up on this wager. Brian then managed to bowl 3 strikes in a row, each followed by a kiss from Amber. Amber and Brian soon went from being strangers at a bus stop to being boyfriend and girlfriend, and then to being hopelessly in love soulmates. They started spending more and more time together, enjoying staying physically active, running and working out together. They also really enjoyed visiting all the Disney parks in Orlando, which they have had annual passes to every year up until now. After leaving college, Brian moved to Orlando to become a wholesale insurance underwriter, while Amber moved back to Sarasota to pursue her career as a news anchor at SNN. They may have lived quite a distance from one another, but Brian and Amber never let distance keep them apart. On July 19th, 2014, while staying at Disney's Contemporary Resort, Brian made reservations for the fantastic California Grill that evening. After enjoying some drinks, they sat down to dinner on the 15th floor overlooking Disney's Magic Kingdom. Brian and Amber enjoyed an amazing meal that night with a perfect view. After dinner, the staff was readying the table for dessert. Just then, the manager brought over a silver platter to the table with a white cloth covering the contents. As the manager pulled back the cloth, a beautiful glass slipper was underneath, adorned with a gorgeous bouquet of yellow flowers. Within the glass slipper was a radiant engagement ring. On the platter, next to the slipper, written in a chocolate bar with the words, "Will you marry me?" Brian then got to one knee and asked, "Amber, will you marry me?" Amber, behind her tears, nodded, unable to speak. Brian asked, so is that a yes? Amber finally was able to get out a yes while crying her tears of joy. They embraced to the cheers of the patrons and the staff of the restaurant. And as soon as that moment was over, the fireworks display over the Magic Kingdom began, just as Brian had timed to perfection. And ladies and gentlemen, that has led us to this moment right here, right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise. It is my honor and privilege on this, the 25th day of April in the year 2015, to introduce to you for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Brian Polino! And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, Brian and Amber will dance together for the very first time as husband and wife.
When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheek? Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23. And I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe just the touch of a hand. Well, me, I fall in love with you every single day, and I just wanna tell you why. So honey, now take me to your arms, kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars, place your hand on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud, maybe we found love right where we are. When my hair's all but gone and the memory fades, and the crowds don't remember my name, when my hands don't play the strings the same way, know you will still love me the same.